Hello, Vietnam.
Hello, hello, hello. There's God. Ah, 你说的嘞？
哎，B，干嘛？我好饿哦，我们两个都没钱了。
不好意思，我刚刚听到你们肚子饿，我这里刚好有个面包，怪不饿，来，请你们吃。
先吃。
啊，对了，我叫阿杰，我也常常来这里玩，他们都叫我杰哥。
杰哥啊，先吃啊。
哎，你们好。我一个人住，我的房子还蛮大的，欢迎你们来我家玩，玩累了就直接睡觉，没问题的。
要不要去啊？
好，我去啊。
去一下好了啦。
好。
那杰哥，哎，那我跟我朋友今天就去住你家哦。
啊，好啊，没问题啊，那走啊。你看这个冰冰，才喝几罐就醉了，真的太逊啦！
这个冰冰就是训啊。
哦，听你这么说，你很勇哦。
开玩笑，我超勇的好不好？我超会喝的啦。
Mother
It'll be interesting background audio.
身材不错，蛮结实的啊。
杰哥，你干嘛？
都几岁了，还那么害羞，我看你完全是不懂。
懂什么啊？
你想懂？我帮你游戏好康哟。
是新游戏啊？
什么新游戏？比游戏还刺激，还可以教你登短啦。
来啦，来看就知道，来啦。哎呀，杰哥酒，来。
哎，B，
干嘛？
我好饿哦，我们两个都没钱了。
不好意思，我刚刚听到你们肚子饿，我这里刚好有个面包，怪不饿，来，请你们吃。
先吃。
啊，对了，我叫阿杰，我也常常来这里玩，他们都叫我杰哥。
杰哥啊，先吃啊。
哎，你们好。我一个人住，我的房子还蛮大的，欢迎你们来我家玩，玩累了就直接睡觉，没问题的。
要不要去啊？
好，我去啊。
去一下好了啦。
好。
那杰哥，哎，那我跟我朋友今天就去住你家哦。
啊，好啊，没问题啊，那走啊。你看这个冰冰，才喝几罐就醉了，真的太逊啦！
这个冰就是训啊。
哦，听你这么说，你很勇哦。
开玩笑，我超勇的好不好？我超会喝的啦。
超会喝，很勇啊，身材不错，蛮结实的啊。
杰哥，你干嘛？
都几岁了，还那么害羞，我看你完全是不懂。
懂什么啊？
些好康哟。
是新游戏啊？
什么新游戏？游戏还刺激，还可以教你登短啦。
来啦，来看就知道，来啦！哎呀，结个酒，来。
哎，B，
干嘛？
我好饿哦。
我刚刚听到你们肚子饿，我这里刚好有个面包，怪不饿，来，请你们吃。
先吃。
啊，对了，我叫阿杰，我也常常来这里玩，他们都叫我杰哥。杰哥，
先吃啊。
哎，你们好。我一个人住，我的房子还蛮大的，欢迎你们来我家玩，玩累了就直接睡觉，没问题的。
要不要去啊？
好，我去。
去一下好了啦。
好。
那杰哥，那我跟我朋友今天就住你家哦。
好啊，没问题啊，那走啊。你看这个冰冰才喝几罐就醉了，真的太逊啦！
这个冰冰就是训啊。
哦，听你这么说，你很勇哦。
开玩笑，我超勇的好不好？我超会喝的啦。
超会喝，很勇啊，身材不错，蛮结实的啊。
杰哥，你干嘛？
都几岁了，还那么害羞，我看你完全是不懂。
懂什么啊？
你想懂？我帮你有些好康哟。
是新游戏啊？
什么新游戏？游戏还刺激，还可以教你登短啦。
来啦，来看就知道，来啦！哎呀，结个酒，来。
哎，B，
干嘛？
我好饿哦。我们两个都没钱了。
不好意思，我刚刚听到你们肚子饿，我这里刚好有个面包，怪不饿，来，请你们吃。
先吃。
啊，对了，我叫阿杰，我也常常来这里玩，他们都叫我杰哥。
杰哥，先吃啊。
哎，你们好。我一个人住，我的房子还蛮大。
你是最脏的最。 怎么能苦恼？一切会好的，一切都去吧，你就得想着，既然没办法，还恨他干嘛？还管他干嘛？心里要记得，你是那个阳光彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。我是那个阳光彩虹小白马，滴滴答滴滴答。滴滴答滴答滴滴答滴答滴滴答滴滴答。滴滴答滴答滴滴答滴滴答。你是阳光彩虹小白马，你是最强的、最棒的、最亮的、最发光的，拦不住你发芽。你是最好的、最俏的、最妙的、最骄傲的，尽情的盛开吧！你就是最强的、最棒的、最亮的、最发光的，心需让你红它。你是最好的、最俏的、最妙的、最骄傲的阳光彩虹小白马。你是最强的、最棒的、最亮的、最发光的，拦不住你发。
Here comes the second warm-up, and that means that it's almost time to start this round of 16 match of 6WC between Taiwan and China, heading into a very interesting upper bracket match. Joining me on this journey to entertain you will be Wilvam. Hello, how's it going?
Hello, thank you, Marvo. And yeah, as you said, I think this is going to be quite an interesting match, even if the seeds don't quite say that. I mean, this is seed 4 Taiwan versus seed 13 China, which seems like a pretty big gap for a round of 16 match. But I think this match is going to be closer than a lot of people initially think, right? The reason I say this is because both teams are going to be very comfortable at this SR. And at this SR, there are quite a lot of maps in the pool where it really just depends on your performance on that day. So I think, if Taiwan is having a bad day and China is, feeling very good, then there is a potential for this match to even go in the favor of China, even though Taiwan are pretty obviously the favorites to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you look at the previous matchups in round of 32, both teams conceded a point against their opponents, though they were the better seeding. The SR, as you said, is pretty comfortable for both of these teams. And if you look at the previous matches, the scores, the indirect matchup between these two is there isn't a map that is strictly just going to one side. It's both teams are very close on skill set on this SR, and it's, as you said, just the question of whoever plays better today.
And if you also look at qualifier statistics, you can notice that these two teams are actually quite matched in terms of skill sets. The only thing I think Taiwan has a significant advantage over is going to be those control-y or gimmickier skill sets. I think on anything that's very standard mechanic-y, such as your Nomad 1 or your Hard Rock and DT, China can contest Taiwan very well on those sorts of picks. And so, if Taiwan is not able to comfortably win their controller picks, then this match could get incredibly close. But yeah, now we're going to move into the roll phase of the match. Both teams roll and they both get 1 protect and 1 ban at this phase of the match. Protect obviously allowing them to prevent a map from being banned for the entire duration of the match, and then a ban preventing a map from being picked at all.
Yeah, as we can see in the chat, 68 roll coming in from rule 23, 28 from the other team, so gonna be
So that
there.
would be...
It will give them the option to choose between first protect, first ban, second pick, or the latter. So let's see what they opt for. I usually see teams go for second ban. Let's see if that's gonna be the case as well. And
I mean, in terms of like what I'm looking at in terms of protects and bans, I think the one thing that China has a pretty clear advantage over Taiwan is going to be raw speed. And I think there is quite literally only one map in this pool that screams raw speed, which is that DT2. The DT2 is like sitting up there, I think 265, 270 BPM, if I remember correctly, and it is like very tough as a speed map in this pool. I think it's one of the hardest maps in this pool. And over on the side of Taiwan, I imagine they're going to go with something like the No Mod 5 or the Hidden 2. I think Taiwan are quite known for their sort of gimmickier skill sets, and with players such as like WTH Bro and stuff like that, probably being able to like comfortably FC these sorts of gimmickier reading maps. I think, especially given China isn't as comfortable on them, I think we're probably going to see something like a No Mod 5 or Hidden 2 Protect. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess.
Hidden 2 would indeed make a lot of sense, so would No Mod 5 as you had those gimmicky picks are in favor of Team China. DT2, I feel like it's a no-brainer from Taiwan, there it is.
Yep, and we do see the DT2 come out from China to no one's surprise at all. But yeah, I think it really is the only test of real speed in this pool. Like, you have No Mod 2, which last week was a sort of speedier map at 200 BPM, but this week we've changed it to a very low BPM, more flow-controlled map. And I guess you also have like the Hard Rock 1 as well, which is sort of a tapping-ier, like bursty map, but I wouldn't really call it speed at all. I think DT2 is really the only map in this pool that like China really have that advantage over.
Yeah, if you only speak about roll speed, Double Time 2 is indeed the only map. If you want to do a quick tapping check, there's also No Mod 2 Infinity Heaven waiting for you, but that's more of a 50-50 pick, I'd say, since both teams seems pretty comfortable on it.
That is true. And Taiwan actually going with a No Mod 3 Protect. I mean, I don't think this is too shocking given that China have shown to be quite weak on these like sort of controller ulti techier skill sets, but I do think it's a little bit surprising that they're not going for something like straight up gimmick, as in like reading or whatever in the No Mod 5 or Hidden 2. So interesting decision to go with this No Mod 3 Protect, but we'll see how that one plays out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it still can be protected because of the comfort of that map. Since, again, on this low SR, you kind of want to pick the maps you are the most comfortable on, the maps you know you can score very well, because against an opponent like Taiwan or China, you need to score well to get the point. And if you feel more comfortable on that No Mod 3 than Hidden 2 or No Mod 5, I guess you should go for the No Mod 3 Protect after all. Hidden 2 ban coming in from Team China, that is also to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned before that China is quite a lot weaker on these sorts of gimmickier skill sets, and Hidden 2 is honestly quite brutal this week. It's a sort of like flowy, not really flowy, but it has a lot of bursts in it. And they're also like, there's some Axel D-cell bursts as well, which on AR8 is incredibly brutal, and you can miss pretty much anywhere. So I'm not really surprised to see this ban at all from China. And yeah, as you mentioned, you know, it is about picking those maps that you are confident on, and especially I think for a team like Taiwan, when you're a higher seed, I think it's even more important to be picking the maps that you know you can do much better. And those will usually be like the harder maps in the pool, such as the No Mod 3, right? Because if you're like picking the easier maps in the pool, then there is just an expectation for a lot of players on both sides to FC, and that's just very up to chance to see who's performing on the day. So
Getting Dan's ban HR2 coming in from Team Taiwan side. That's an interesting ban again. Makes a bit of sense. If they don't feel comfortable on the map, they don't really want to play it, or they feel like they cannot outperform Team China on it, they just ban it. That might have been the option.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
the picking stage, they do have a lot of stuff open right now. The pool is fully open outside of those bans, so they can go into anything. I wonder if they go into their pick to get a point on the board, or if they save it for later, maybe in a situation where they need it more. We'll see.
I mean, I think as a higher seeded team, usually you do not want to be picking your protect this early on, because of course there is a second ban phase, and ideally you want to save your protect for after the second ban phase, just because you know that your protect will not get banned in the second ban phase. So you can just pick more maps that you're comfortable on and then save it until after the second ban phase, where it's still there as a pretty much guaranteed point for you to get on. And yeah, the Hard Rock 2 ban coming from Taiwan, I mean, I don't think this is too surprising. I think they probably would have gone with something, one of the Hard Rocks. I think just given how standard Hard Rock 2 is, all things considered, it is kind of just your generic precision EME sort of map. And I think, maybe Taiwan just are feeling that China are going to be much stronger on them on that day. But yeah, Taiwan getting into this first pick here, and they instantly go with No Mod 2. A very interesting pick here, actually. I mean, we said that China is arguably the more favored team on tapping, right? But this week, No Mod 2 is, a classic No Mod 2 song, Infinity Heaven by Hyun, which sits at 160 BPM, and this map is mainly a test of flow, right? Last week we had the 200 BPM, which was mostly just a test of can you tap 200 BPM, not much flow at all, just some like 9-note, slightly longer bursts. But this, I think, is where you actually get into proper No Mod 2 stream flowy territory, right? You have a lot of just circling and strip patterns everywhere that are honestly quite inconsistent to hit if you're not used to this type of No Mod 2.
That's definitely one thing that you need to keep track of, and the other one is the BPM itself. 160 might feel a bit too low for some better tapping players, since again 160 is not that big of a BPM, especially compared to 200, which we had last week. And the accuracy might go down if not combos, because the overstream you miss, and if you miss on the flow patterns in this map, we are on stable, so you will note lock, you will miss more, you will drop more accuracy, and so on. So you need to be precise with your tapping as well with this kind of BPM.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, this is the lowest BPM we've seen in the tournament thus far. We had 200 last week, and I believe 185 in qualifiers. So yeah, this is really a step down from what we had previously. And yeah, as you mentioned, the low BPM makes it very, very easy to just overstream and just lose control over your playing, which can cause you to drop a lot of score, given that you'll probably end up chain missing.
Definitely. Let's see what the first rosters will be for this map. And we actually see them on the board yet. We see Cory, WTH, Ranin, Fountain, and Murarashi on. Team Taiwan side, Jack Gu, Creep, Avaton, and Sourflow for Team China. And
yeah.
are heading into the map right about now. Let's go.
Yeah, so this No More 2, I mean, it starts out very, very comfortably, but do not let this intro fool you. The map really starts to ramp up just after this section right here.
Just start slow, it might seem comfortable, as you said. But after this, the flow will hit, and it will hit hard, especially if you're unprepared. See one drop on the board already coming in from Avaton, giving 90k leads to Taiwan, which is definitely not enough to comfortably take the point, but it definitely is a lead of some sort. And seeing how well these players play it, this looks like a good pick from Taiwan actually. The accuracy lead going to left side by a lot, with 99 on the WTH and nothing under 97. On the other hand, Creep finds a miss 92%. Jakku also not too comfortable with the 94, it seems like. So is Sourflow, and the best tag is Avaton, which is not even matching the best accuracy on Team Taiwan side. So 300k lead, and we know why, pretty much.
Yeah, you can just see the difference in comfortability from the players of Taiwan compared to the side of China, just looking at those accuracies. And I mean, we have 2 FCs still on both sides, but the score difference is already 300k, getting to the last key of the map, which is the most brutal of all. The streams get even more flowy, the curves get even more wild. But yeah, Taiwan is going to close this first pick out very comfortably with a almost 400k lead, and with Murachi still holding until the very, very end. Matched by Jakku on the side of China, but unfortunately the accuracy difference is just so much.
It's an FC on both sides, but as you said, accuracy is making a lot of damage here in favor of Team Taiwan, winning this point by about 400,000, 412,000 to be exact, giving them the first point, and that's to be expected on the first pick. 2 FCs, one better than the other, and the better FC grabs the point here.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, very, very, very solid first pick from Taiwan here. Just look at those accuracies. I mean,
yeah, the difference in comfort, and as I said, at low BPM, it might seem easy, but if you're not really comfortable with it, it does get pretty tricky to hack, and we see that on the board pretty well. But now, China can respawn with a pick of their own, and let's see what they opt for. They have that protect open, but as you said, we have second ban stage, so maybe not go for the protect and pick something you're comfortable on as well, and it's not banned. Or protect right now.
Yeah, I think the main strategy for China going into this is going to be pick some of the more like simpler maps, and I think there are a pretty good selection of these sort of simpler maps in the pool. You have like Nomad 1, which is just very, very standard. You have Fremod 1, which is quite an easy map, and you also have like DT3, which is actually what China go for here. DT3 is kind of the finger control pick of the pool, and it is, I would consider it one of the easier maps in the pool. I think especially comparing it to DT1 and DT2, it is a lot more consistent to hit. And I think this is going to be one of the maps where we can expect maybe 3 or 4 ways from both sides. So it really just depends who is super, super consistent and performing well on the day.
With the drain time of this map, 1 minute 37 seconds, you kind of want to see 4 ways on both sides, because it can very much end up in a combo battle, since the one team misses, the other one wins, and the other way around. So either we see 4-way FC with a massive accuracy battle, or we just see one combo break that will shift the score to the other side. If there's a combo break on that side, it will shift it back, and a lot of back and forth because of combos being broke. But again, just depends on how comfortable these players are on the map.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think also one thing to consider for a sort of frame controlling map like this is also the accuracy, right? I think accuracy is going to make a pretty big difference in who gets the score advantage if everyone manages to hold through, because I do think this is going to be one of those maps where there is the potential for like no breaks to happen. We can see an 8-way FC, especially with like two teams as strong on DT as these two. And honestly, it's a bit hard to say like who is going to perform well on that front, right? Like accuracy, you can never really tell. I mean, you could go off last map as a judgment, and like claim that Taiwan are probably going to get a better accuracy. I mean, the BPM is quite low here as well, but you just never know, right? It just depends.
Definitely depends. There's a lot of aspects to keep track of. How someone woke up and stuff like that. It's just, on this SR, it is mostly comfort battle. And we might see shit misses, they will hurt, but if they happen, it might shift the score way over to the other side. Again, so let's see how it goes as we start this double time 3 Tadakwe Hitotsu mapped by Kiwi.
And I believe we will see Richelieu come in for the side of Taiwan. Meanwhile, Mike233 coming from the side of China. And yeah, as we get into this TT3 here, just a very, very comfortable finger controlling map, just some doubles, some triples, a tiny bit of aim control, but really, I don't think this should be much of a challenge for these players at all. I mean, you can see the level of comfort from all these players here, all holding the FC, but you do see quite a significant accuracy advantage on the side of Taiwan here. You see players like Creep on the side of China down at 91%. Meanwhile, all the players of Taiwan are holding above 97%, which is what's causing this almost 200k score difference right now. And you know, we're going to need to see some breaks very soon if China want this to swing in their favor.
Accuracy is making the lead, and it is making the lead quite a bit, especially with Jackgu finding a miss, the first miss in the map. 4-way FC against 3-way FC, the accuracy lead on Team Taiwan side, 400k on left side. Richelieu trades it, but it's only 3v3, the X still on Taiwan side. We need to see more misses from Taiwan, and we need to see them now. Runic Fountain finds one, but there is a lot of 100s coming in from Creep. Double engage, bro, with a miss. Cory as well, though. FT's on Team Taiwan side. China is dragging it back. 46,000 just at the end of the map, with 3 FCs in their hands.
Oh my god, what on earth happened? Taiwan just fell apart at the end there, and then China were just able to claw it back just because all of them were able to hold, apart from Jackgu. And that is an incredibly scary first point, but they still managed to get it anyway, and that is all that matters, I guess. I mean, what even happened?
That's the beauty of this SR. One team is comfortable with FC. Maybe they did not have the best accuracy, but they did hold their FCs till the end of the map. The other team fumbled at the end of the map, and that shifted the 400k lead almost certain point to Team Taiwan, to Team China by 36,000, making the match even again 1-1. We are heading into a best of 9 now, with 2 maps picked and 2 maps banned.
Yeah, and
it is gonna be Taiwan.
Yeah, and I mean, it was just about China holding those FCs all the way to the end, right? The only reason why they were able to steal that point back were because they banked on Taiwan just like breaking somewhere, finding a ship miss somewhere, because their accuracies were just not good enough if Taiwan were to hold, but they still managed to claw it back anyway. But yeah, as we get into Taiwan's next pick here, I mean, again, they still have a lot to work with here, right? I think they're probably going to avoid anything too standard. So what I'm mainly looking at here is going to be the no mod 4, the no mod 5, and probably the free mod 2. I think the no mod 5 and free mod 2 are just pretty gimmicky by nature. You have no mod 5, which is sort of just a reading gimmicky map, and then you have free mod 2, which is like your anti-mod map. And then also in there, I've put no mod 4 because I think there is a pretty significant element of reading in there. But actually, Taiwan go with free mod 1 here. This is a really weird pick, actually, to me. I feel like free mod 1 is quite a standard and also quite an easy map for this pool. I find it really strange how a higher seeded team, first of all, picks free mod 1 as like one of the easier maps in the pool, but also like Taiwan, knowing that China is like weaker on other stuff, that actually surprises me quite a lot.
It might be a question of confidence, question of comfort. They might feel really really well on the map. It is, as you said, one of the easier ones in the pool, which could favor China a tiny bit as the lower seed. But again, if Taiwan can maybe 4-way FC this, then all of that is just out of the question, because they seem to be better on the accuracy side for this match so far.
For sure, yeah. We've seen Taiwan be able to like get consistently much better accuracies across the team compared to China, right? And if Taiwan can just make sure they are able to hold those combos, then there's just no way for China to ever take any points off them, right? I do wonder if this free mod 1 pick is so that Taiwan can run a bunch of easies, because from what I remember, this free mod 1 is actually very comfortable to play on easy, because there's like not really any overlapping patterns at all. Everything's quite nice to read, especially for like any competent easy player. And I do know that Taiwan does have players that can play easy fairly well. If I remember correctly, Murorachi and Runic Fountain both tried to take easy in the qualifiers free mod 1, and both are like able to set pretty good scores on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are trying to run easy on this. However, I think running easy on this is a bit of a trap, because on a map like this, which is like one of the easier maps in the pool, you kind of need to overmod even as like a higher seeded team, or at the very least, I don't think you can like cap your score by taking a mod such as easy, because of course easy only has a 1.8 score multiplier. So by taking easy, you are just capping your score. And I think, you know, when you're going up against a team such as China, who's like as strong as China, I think that's not a risk worth taking. But yeah, we're gonna get into this free mod 1 right now, and this is gonna be an awkward game-ish pick.
It is awkward aim indeed, and we see first slider break early into the map by Jagu Avatar as well. So it should not matter too much. It is 3 minutes 23 seconds, pretty lengthy. It will drop your accuracy a tiny bit, and that will give the early lead to Team Taiwan. Avaton finding a chain miss. I have no clue what happened there. They find another miss right after. 87%, 100k lead in favor of Team Taiwan already just because of that. And this is what you not want to see if you're Team China here.
Yeah, it is 3 FCs to 2 right now, and there's still the accuracy advantage on the side of Taiwan, as we're kind of used to seeing by now. We have Hourthon and Creep both down at 92%. Meanwhile, all the Taiwanese players are above 97%, which, you know, 150k score lead, third into the map. There's still plenty of time, as we've seen from that DT3, but you know, China needs to make sure that they can hold these combos if they want to take this back.
need combos. There was a break from Logreis a bit into the map as well, so there is one drop on Team Taiwan side as well, but the recovery is pretty nice and is matching Avaton pretty well, even outscoring them by 100,000. 250k lead in favor of Team Taiwan. Again, accuracy is on their side, not by too much right now. It's only Creep with 94% dragging down for Team China. And of course Avaton with the break, but outside of that it is pretty matched richly. Finds a break, and that will start a shifting to Team China side as they will take the combo advantage to their hands. It won't go too fast since the accuracy is still there. The map is approaching one last fourth, and there might be time for the shift. They need to hold. If there's a break from Team Taiwan, it will be very difficult to hold the score on their side, but then if there's a break from Team China, then there's no score to be brought back. After all, are on two full combos against two full combos on Team Taiwan right now, and the slow part will catch Jakku off guard. That's tragic. Richly trades it, but it's not the combo you want to see drop from Taiwan. The combo will not matter too much. Logreis drops. It's only 2 FCs against 2 FCs and 400 support, 200k to shift. I don't believe there's enough time though.
Oh, yeah, just as you say that, Avathon's supporting combo goes down, and it is just 2 FCs to 2 right now with just no time left in the map at all, and Taiwan sitting at a very comfortable 250k score lead, almost 300k coming to the end of the map. And you know, a very, very confident pick there from Taiwan. I mean, look at WTH Bro's score. 2 100s on a map like this. Absolutely incredible accuracy. What on earth is this guy doing? And yeah, unfortunately, Creep and Sourflower were able to close out those FCs, but just unfortunately not enough first of all, not enough accuracy on their side to match the scores of WTH Bro and Murachi, but also just not enough supporting score from Jakku and Avathon, unfortunately. If they were able to hold on a little bit more, maybe it would have been doable, but alas, it was unfortunately outdoable.
It was not doable. If there were a tiny bit less breaks coming in from Team China, maybe the shift would be possible, but it would be still pretty difficult looking at the accuracy on Team Taiwan, especially on the FCs. And now 2-1, China can respawn with a pick of their own. They will most likely not go into the double time 2 and just wait for the ban stage to resolve and then potentially go into DT2 after. But now, what else they have? The gimmicky picks probably more in favor of Taiwan, even though both teams might be fairly comfortable on them. And as we can see, maybe one of the ones could go in favor of Team China. It is a lot of 50-50s, I would say, since both teams seem to be pretty good. Team China will need to hope for some misses from Team Taiwan, because as we can see again on this free mod 1, the accuracy is not on their side too much. So maybe no mod 1 to hit them with no mod. Never mind, it's gonna be the Hard Rock 1 Rise of the Chaos Wizards, and it's gonna be another tapping flowy pick, if that's the map I'm thinking of.
Yeah, this map, the Hard Rock 1, Rise of the Chaos Wizards by Gloryhammer, a very popular No Mod 2 song, and I believe actually this map we wanted to use as No Mod 2 back in round of 32 or something, but we've repurposed it here as a Hard Rock 1, and this is going to be your sort of Hard Rock bursty consistency. I think it's what a lot of people expect from a Hard Rock 1. It's like, you know, got a bunch of aim, got a lot of tapping in it, and like a decently high BPM, so it should be like very comfortable if you can read the AR, right? And I think this is a pretty expected pick from China. I think China, you know, first of all, like we've said that China are slightly favored on that tapping compared to Taiwan, and also I think China is just a little bit more comfortable on the Hard Rock compared to Taiwan. So I do not think this is that surprising of a pick at all. And you know, I think this is a pretty good pick for them.
It definitely is a pick that could go in their favor after the DT3 as well. It is not too similar. It has much more aim, at least this difficulty, if I recall correctly. It has some tapping, it has some burps, and as you said, the AR might be the biggest issue of this map for these players. If they are not comfortable with it, it might not be too easy to read. There might be some misreads, there might be some late taps, there might be some accuracy drops. And in this matchup, accuracy matters a lot since we see a lot of full combos all over the board.
I mean, I don't think this map is going to be a very FC-able map. I remember I played this and like this map is really hard to hold a significant combo on, right? It is 3 minutes 50, which is very long. And if you're not consistent on just like hard rock tapping and aim, then it is very hard to get a good score in this. And I think actually this is going to favor China in that sense, right? Because we've seen that, you know, they are pretty good at holding those combos, but not necessarily as good at getting that accuracy. But I think, you know, with a map as long as this, they have more than enough time to build up the combos they need in order to take down Taiwan. But yeah, we're going to get into this Hard Rock 1 here, and yeah, you can see exactly what this map is all about. Just constant bursts, constant aim, and you know, this map pretty much remains like this for the entire duration of the map. I mean, it does get slightly flowier with the bursting sections, but this is pretty much everything there is to see in this map.
Yeah, very much so. It is fairly consistent throughout the whole map. Really much happening right now, so we are just waiting for some more severe act drops, some combo drops and so on that will shift the score to one on another side. As of now, we see a lot of 100s, and the accuracy on Team Taiwan side does not feel as comfortable as it was on the previous picks.
Yeah, the accuracy difference is noticeably a lot less noticeable, and that's why the score difference is only sitting at a measly 30k right now. And you know, everyone is still managing to hold that FC, but it is just going to be about who finds that first brick, and we see 3, 1 on the side of Taiwan and 2 on the side of China. Lagarays, Creep and Saraflower are all finding bricks here, and that is going to be 3 FCs to 2 for the side of Taiwan, giving them a score advantage.
Score advantage it is, 58k up to 60, up to 70. It is going to the side of Team Taiwan. Not too fast though. Runnik finds a miss of their own. Now it's equalized on the amount of FCs, 2 against 2. The accuracy a tiny bit better on Team Taiwan side, especially for the full combos, but the combo advantage now sitting on Team China's side. Score is slowly but surely going to their side. 44k, 30k to soon be hit, but Shuai finds a miss as well. That's a painful one on the FC. Now the score will go to Team Taiwan again. There are some egg drops coming in from WTH Pro. There are some egg drops coming in from Murawachi. But as long as they hold the combos, it is gonna go to their side. But WTH Pro Running Fountain finds a miss, and it's only Murawachi against Jakku on the FCs.
Just as you say that, WTH Pro finds the brick, and it is just 1 FC to 1 FC. Murawachi against Jakku, with supporting combos on the side of Taiwan from Logarays and Creep, but it is just a fierce battle between these 2 players, and it is just going to be who finds that break first. The score difference is still on the side of Taiwan, sitting at 70k, but a single miss from either team could swing it, and Murawachi is the one to find the break. Jakku is still holding, and that score lead is going to skyrocket towards China there, and it flips with only a tiny bit of the map remaining, and Jakku still holding that FC strong.
There is quite a bit of pressure on Jakku, and we can see the shake quite a bit. They need to hold. If they break, there is an option for Team Taiwan to take this point back to their side, but Jakku keeps holding strong throughout this longer stream, longer burst. The shake is there, but Long Race finds the miss first. The 180k, it's growing quite a bit. Jakku finds the miss, but I don't think it's enough time for Team Taiwan to shift it back. And Team China will take their second point, 2-2. And now best of 7.
An incredible almost FC there from Jakku. And just that combo, the massive 1500 combo, was able to claw that score lead back from Taiwan to the side of China and securing them at that point. An absolutely stellar performance from him. And yeah, as we mentioned, it was just about holding that combo, right? I mean, the accuracies are actually quite even, but China, being like the better combo team, were just able to get the better combos and hence the better score, securing them that point.
There's not too much in the pool open, but we are heading into the second ban stage with Team Taiwan banning first, and they will ban out one of the gimmicky, as you said, picks. Nomad 4 is out of question, and Taiwan banning this is an interesting one.
Ah, yeah, we're getting to the second ban phase, and yeah, Taiwan banning Nomad 4 is really weird, actually. I wouldn't have expected them to ban one of the more standard maps, such as like DT1 or Nomad 1, given like how well China seems to be performing on those sorts of maps. So, you know, when Nomad 4 is like sort of a reading tapping map, this is a really surprising ban to me, actually. I don't know, maybe they're just not feeling confident on it or something. Meanwhile, on the side of China, we are going to be getting their ban here. And really, I don't see any other ban other than Nomad 5 or Fremod 2. I think all of the, like, Nomad 1, Hidden 1, and DT1 are all relatively comfortable picks for them. And I think, you know, they definitely want to ban out one of those gimmickier picks. And yeah, we do see the Nomad ban, Nomad 5 ban from China there. Not really surprising at all, just getting rid of anything that is not standard. But yeah, we're going to be getting back into the pick phase now. I believe it is going to be Taiwan's pick next. And, you know, there really isn't actually much left in the pool to work with. I mean, now that the second ban phase is over, I think they probably want to go immediately into their Nomad 3 Protect, right? All the other maps in the pool aren't super safe, and I think, especially at this stage of the match, when it's like a best of 5, you really need to be securing any point that you can.
Definitely do. We might see them go into their own protects now very much. No more 3 coming in from Taiwan, indeed. And this was more than expected, I would say. Going into their protect right after second ban stage, they want to get another point on the board. They cannot gamble with anything right now.
Yeah, and you know, given that Taiwan protect this, I would expect Taiwan to be like very, very confident on this sort of map, right? It is a ulti controlling map, a custom map by Nomi Nomu. A huge shout out to her, and also background by Perry Curla. Also shout out to her for the very awesome background. But yeah, this map is just, it just requires a lot of control, right? It is just a mixed alt map. It has like flowy, not super spaced, but flowy patterns, and then you also have to snap off the end of those into like other sliders, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this map takes quite a lot of control to be able to play properly, and if you just aren't focused on that, it is very easy to find breaks, especially if you're not used to this type of map. So I think, you know, given that Taiwan has proven themselves to be quite significantly a more control team than China. I think this is, this should be a pretty comfortable point for them.
Yeah, definitely. From my personal experience, no more trees like these on this kind of star rating tend to be fairly uncomfortable. So I am interested in seeing if they will see any really nice FCs with high accents. Again, the map might seem easy if you look at the SR, but these alti, flowy, no more trees are definitely not as easy as they seem. Especially if you're playing them.
Yeah, and we're going to be getting into this Nomotri very shortly. I think rosters seem to be not changing at all. I think Awathon, I don't remember seeing that name. I think they came in for the Fremont one actually, but yeah, we're keeping the same core roster of Jakku, Creep, Sourflower on the side of China, and WTH Bro, Murachi, Runic Fountain on the side of Taiwan. And yeah, this map starts very slow, but it really ramps up in the KIs where the spacing and the control acquired in those KIs is what's going to cause people to break. And we do see a very early break actually from the side of Runic Fountain, but Taiwan still has the score lead just barely, just based on the accuracy lead, as we've come to see very commonly in this match. And we're getting into this first KI here. Runic finds another break actually, followed by Murachi, even with 4 FCs still on the side of Taiwan here. 4 FCs on the side of China here. Sorry, Creep finds a break. That's 2-3, but the score lead is inching very, very close to China now. Only 9k in the favor of Taiwan, going into the next third of the map.
Taiwan holding the lead on their side just because of those 99% accuracies on Cory and WTH Pro. The only 2 remaining to hold their FCs. There goes Creep. There goes 1 FC for Team China as well. It's 3v1. The accuracy holding the score. Taiwan still, but it's not gonna hold for too long as the combo advantage is pretty significant in favor of Team China. And it will slowly but surely start to shift unless they just cannot stabilize on the accuracy. We see a lot of 100s from Sourflow, we see a lot of 100s especially from Creep that are dragging the score a bit down, but now it's on the edge of shifting 900 score in favor of China. It will go back and forth for a while there as we head into one of the harder parts of the map. Runic Fountain finds a miss right at the start of the section, and the score will now go to Team China, not by much. The accuracy is still holding it on Team Taiwan. WTH Pro Corin making a really nice job, holding the score very, very close. Murarachi with the 97% recovery as well. But there are still those 3 full combos from Team China that are doing a lot. Creep finds a miss. Not the full combo, but still hurts since the accuracy is on side of Team Taiwan. 11k in favor of China. There's still 1/4 of the map left. 3 FCs against 2. The 2 full combos on Team Taiwan are much better than those on Team China, especially with those 100s. It will shift to Team Taiwan, but Team Taiwan needs to hold as much combo as possible. Creep finds another drop. It will give lead to Team Taiwan, and Avaton finds a miss. There goes 1 FC for Team China. The score lead now 67k, 70k in favor of Taiwan. Sourflow finds a miss as well. China crumbling down in pieces with Jakku the only FC in their hands, and it might be over for this map.
It was looking so good for the side of China going into that break, still holding 3 FCs, but going into this last KI here, they just weren't able to hold it through, and those 2 FCs on the side of Taiwan with the supporting combo from Murachi just ran away with it. And I mean, just look at those accuracies on the FCs, just both at 99%, absolutely gapping literally anyone else in the lobby. an absolutely stellar performance from Taiwan, and you can see why they protected this, an almost 600k difference with 4 S ranks. I mean, what a performance on this map.
Yeah, I get the protect. I get to know what re-protects from Team Taiwan. Those two full combos are incredibly strong. 9-100 and 12-100. That's hard to beat. There is a full combo from Jakku on Team China's side, but not even close to how good those from Taiwan were. And they will not drop a breakpoint on this one. And if China is doing what I think, they will opt for double time to go into their own protect to answer with a point on the board for their own, making it 3-3. But that's way too soon to tell, as they could still pick something else.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, China going into their next pick here, and I mean, their protect is still open and it's past the second ban phase. I really don't see any reason why they do not go for it, and there they do go for it. This is DT2 Split X by Ardolf, a very, very known song if you're part of the tournament community. I think this map is very, very commonly pulled as a speed map in the higher rank ranges. I know like the hyper diff is used all the time in like 5.8, 5.9 star pools, and we've decided to use this hard difficulty here in our round of 16 pool. And yeah, this map is absolutely brutal, honestly, for this pool. I honestly think this is one of the hardest maps in this pool, just because if you cannot play speed at all, it is really, really hard to have this stamina unless you are mashing it, which I don't really know how to do. But if you are playing it properly, the like finger control acquired at this high BPM just drains your stamina surprisingly, even though it is only like doubles and triples and 5-note bursts. Like, this map is really, really hard. And I think, you know, given that China are known to be favored on these sorts of raw speed picks, like if you just look at their qualifier statistics, you know, getting, first of all, number 5 on the DT3, and also getting significantly above Taiwan's placement on the DT2 speed map, I think it is a pretty no-brainer to see why they protected this, and hopefully it should be a pretty comfortable point for them to secure, and hopefully bring the match up to 3-3.
Honestly, I did not expect to see Split X double time in this SR at all. This map, as we said, is brutal. It is probably one, if not the most difficult map in this pool. And if China is comfortable on this, they will dominate very, very hard.
Yeah, and we're going to get into the DT2 now. I believe we're seeing Yuan XY come in for China, and also Shuai, both making their in-match not in-match debuts, but they're coming in for this type of map. I believe they came in maybe for Hard Rock 1. And meanwhile, we're seeing, I think, the same old roster for Taiwan here. And yeah, we're gonna get into this DT2 right now. Taiwan getting the early score lead just because of a break from Shuai, and also some accuracy advantage. Kari trades the break actually, but it is mostly that accuracy advantage because of creep way down there at 85%, and also finding the break. That's immediately traded by Runic Fountain actually, so that's going to put the score in favor of China, I believe. I believe there's still a tiny accuracy lead on the side of Taiwan, so the score is going to stay there. But
there's a lot of things happening on the board. Shuai finding another miss, traded by Curry and Runic Fountain. Runic Fountain follows up as well. So it's 2 full combos and then 2 full combos, but Creed with the better support for Team China as of now. Shuai finds another miss, so the score is somewhat not moving because of the accuracies on Richly. And WTH bro Creep finds a miss, Shui finds a miss, and so does Runic Fountain Curry. 2v2 trade, it's only full combos, and the full combos for Team Taiwan are a bit better than those for Team China, 97%. And the map is slowly but surely running out. Team China needs breaks from Team Taiwan. At least one of those FCs needs to go down. Chuai finds a miss, not what you want to see if you are looking for a shift here. Curry trades it, not the combo that is too big for Team Taiwan. Creep, Runic Fountain, we see those 4 trades all the time, but there are no drops on the full combos, and that's gonna give the break point to Team Taiwan on the protect of Team China.
Oh, it was looking honestly kind of doable just because of how the score was like fluctuating in that sort of like 100k difference range. But unfortunately, just not enough map and just like too many breaks on the side of both China and Taiwan from the supporting players. And you know, look at those accuracies again, just from WTH and Rich through. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, just them being able to pull off amazing accuracies like this is just what's able to secure them the points, even if they are matching in terms of SCs against China's side, right? They always seem to be able to like either match or even like get less FCs than China's side and yet still manage to clutch out those points just because of how crazy their AC is. And that is going to bring Taiwan up to match point now.
Match point for Taiwan. China needs 2 points. One of those will be picked by Taiwan. But again, the pool is very, very slim right now. You have those ones, normal 1, hidden 1, DT1, and Ferimo 2. If I was a player of Team Taiwan, I would probably consider picking into Ferimo 2, the most gimmicky map of all of them. But maybe the double time 1 could go in their favor of no or normal 1. They might feel like a 50-50, honestly, since you just have to be consistent and a lot of shit misses happen on those maps in tournaments. We know that pretty well. And that Ferimo 2 might be the least gamble one, but at the same time, it is completely different compared to anything we have seen so far.
Yeah, I mean, the pool is very, very similar now. Only 4 maps left. And I mean, Taiwan does have that tiebreaker security, so they can kind of go with whatever they're feeling and still know that they'll probably be fine. And they actually go with the DT1 here. Really interesting, actually. I would have definitely expected, as you said, the Fremont 2 being a more gimmickier pick. But it seems that like Taiwan doesn't really want to go into the gimmick at all, actually. They're just going into like these very standard maps trying to contest China, which, you know, I'm kind of surprised, actually, because, you know, China is known for generally doing quite well on these sorts of standard type of maps, right? I think maybe the one reason why they're going for this DT1 is because if you look at the qualifier results, Taiwan are able to get a number 5 with 3.9 mil, while China were only able to get number 15th with 3.2 mil, and hence this kind of shows that Taiwan is generally a lot more consistent. I think DT1 in qualifiers was one of like the easier maps in this pool, and while I don't think it is like one of the easiest maps in this pool here, I think like a similar sort of reasoning kind of applies. It is a very consistency based map. You just need to be consistent at hitting this sort of DT in, because really there isn't too much to miss on. There's just 1 or 2 patterns in the middle that can trip you up, but it is really just about that DT consistency. So I am like quite surprised that Taiwan is challenging China to like a consistency battle, given how they did lose that DT3 earlier on in the match. But they do have that tiebreaker security, so maybe that is a gamble they are willing to take.
Yeah, that could be one thing. Another thing is that even though it is fairly consistency heavy map with the aim, it is a tiny bit different type of aim. If you look at the year of the upload of this map, it's 2013 and you expect a lot of linearity in that. And that does indeed come up in this map. So it might not be as comfortable as your average consistency double time one, where the aim is more of the new kind of aim. But at the same time, you still need to be consistent to get a good score on this. It's 2 minutes 11 seconds, so every miss will count quite a bit. Which Taiwan have been struggling a bit more on the missing side than China, I feel like. And that's what gave China some points before. So let's see if that is the case in this double time one. But starting off, first 50 combo, and the accuracy is definitely on side of Team Taiwan for now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key eyes are notably like quite hard and have some patterns that you can trip out on. So I think if China wants to secure this point and keep themselves in the match, they're going to have to hope that Taiwan breaks on those patterns. But yeah, as we get into this first key eye here, nothing really too strange in this first one. It's at the second and third key eye where the patterns really start to ramp up. But yeah, still an 8-way FC on all players. The accuracies are absolutely insane on the side of China. I mean, all sitting above 98.5. Meanwhile, China just not having as good. I mean, the accuracies are still good, don't get me wrong, but how can you contest when Taiwan is just putting up this insane performance with regards to accuracies? So we're just gonna have to hope that Taiwan are able to find some combo breaks. And there comes the first one actually on WTH, bro, just before the next KI here. So the score lead is now going to claw back to China's side, and you know, that might have sealed it. And Richie as well, finding a break on the side of Taiwan here, and the score lead is going to flip to the side of China here. I mean, what can you even do? It is 4 FCs on the side of China to 2 on the side of Taiwan, and these China players just do not have any sign of giving up anything. We're getting into the last, like, not even quarter, last section of this map here, and Taiwan really needs to see just a full collapse on the side of China if they want anything to happen. UNXY and Runic both find breaks, but it's a trade, and that just won't affect the score difference at all. It is still 3 FCs to the side of 1 for China.
I believe that we will see that 3 FCs finish the map against 1. Murarachi definitely fighting strong. 5100s, 150, 99.14%. Best FC in the lobby, I believe. But you cannot really do much with that against 3 FCs on Team China and 1 incredibly good support. 860,000, matching 2 of the scores of Team Taiwan with 780k on Rich Liu and WTH. WTH, unfortunate slider rig. That could have been a great score. Probably not enough to get the score to Team Taiwan. And that's going to be China with the breakpoint, gambling with the DT1, and it did not go in favor of them. Now it's China who can either send this match to tiebreaker or cook their own demise with their last pick of the match.
I mean, yeah, China have this last crucial pick here to either end this match in victory for Taiwan or bring this match to a tiebreaker. And you know, this is a very, very stressful decision. You've just breakpointed your opponent's pick, and now you just need to like close it out. You need to pick something that you know you can win, and then hopefully win the tiebreaker. And you know, there is really not a lot left in the pool. You have the no mod 1, the hidden 1, and the free mod 2. And I think, you know, I think everything in me thinks that is just going to be no mod 1. I think this is the like consistency of all consistency maps, and we have seen time and time again in this match that China are just marginally better on that consistency compared to Taiwan, right? Taiwan may have the accuracy, but Taiwan also are the ones that are finding combo breaks. And, you know, when the stakes are this high, I think you kind of just have to hope that that is what plays out in your next map. I mean, free mod 2 I think is just out of the question given how gimmicky it is. And hidden 1, it is sort of like, it is still aim, obviously, but it is sort of a gimmick style of aim. And I think just given everything that we've seen so far, I think No Mod 1 is just the safest pick.
It is not, I guess, as we see Hidden One pick
Oh, wow.
from China. Okay.
A very interesting decision, just defying all expectations again. I swear we can never predict these picks at all. And yeah, China going for that hidden one. I mean, this map is just sort of a hidden like slider aim and like aim consistency check. It's not as comfortable as the No Mod 1 at all, right? It features a lot of very like almost techie like sliders. So I think this is a very, very strange pick from China actually.
It is definitely strange. It still has some sort of aim, as you said, the slider aim involved. No Mod 1 would be a bit closer to the double time one we have seen though, so it is an interesting one by Team China. China. But if they feel comfortable on it, if they feel more comfortable than on No Mod 1, why go No Mod 1 if you can pick this? Of course, but again, No Mod 1 may have felt like a 50-50 for them. Maybe they did not want to go with that, and maybe they just feel that much comfortable or that much confident on the hidden one that they will rather pick this. As you said, I believe Remo 2 was completely out of question during the whole picking process, and hidden one came out to be the better option for them, I guess.
I mean, No Mod 1 is always just such a gamble when you're on, like, tiebreaker point, right? It's just anything can happen during No Mod 1, and I think also, given how comfortable it is, which also means just how easy it is to, like, act, I think, you know, maybe China just thinks that, like, even if they are able to hold out the combos, the accuracy on the side of Taiwan is just going to be too much, to which they aren't able to get the score lead. So maybe they're hoping with this hidden one that it'll be easier for Taiwan to find breaks, and hopefully, you know, it won't be as easy for them to claw back based on Akala. Because, you know, this map is like quite hard to act, given how many sliders are in it. If you want to hit the slider ends, you can, but, you know, you sacrifice a lot of control, and I don't think, you know, it's a combo game after all, so I think people are more inclined just to, you know, not hit the slider ends at all and just keep their combo going.
Combo could be the final decider of this map, after all, as you said. Slider ends, if you decide to hit them, you might risk losing your combo. But if you hit it and if you remain your combo, you will be awarded quite a bit for that. So let's see if someone decides to go with that as we start this hidden Huanzi. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Is not gonna find a miss first. That was just a Bancho being Bancho as always. But so far, first 100 combo in Team Taiwan with the slightest accuracy lead, giving them the score lead of 10,000 points, which is not gonna do anything at this point of the map. There's still a set on the board from WTH Pro that will hold for a bit, not anymore, as there's a 100 coming in from WTH Pro. The rating of accuracy from both sides, 20k in favor of Team Taiwan, but we see two breaks instantly. Runic Fountain and Cory, not the greatest start from Team Taiwan, 1/4 into the map. It's still recoverable. It's not the greatest place to miss on. It might hurt, especially if Team China holds their combos. As of now, the score lead will build up, and the more they hold, the more it will hurt Team Taiwan. We are getting closer and closer to tiebreaker with Taiwan holding combo. There's still 2/3 of the map left, and there's still a lot that can happen though. So beware of any breaks, any egg drops, anything really to happen.
Absolutely, and I mean, it does seem like China might be securing this one. I mean, there's still plenty of the map left to go, but they just seem so comfortable on this hidden one, actually. Like, you do not see the accuracy deficit that we've been seeing in this previous maps. And, like, they are just holding that four-way against Taiwan's only two FCs. Runic and Curry have found those recovery combos, so any break from the side of China will cause the score lead to shift, and we do see a break from the side of Mike, but that score lead is still just only clawing back very slowly. I don't think it's moving at all, actually. I think it's gonna need to take, even one or two breaks from the side of China for this to go back, and we're getting into this last third of the map here. The sliders become even more wacky, but it is just not going back fast enough. We're going to, and there, Yuan Siwai finds another break, Mike finds another break, and the score lead is going back. But is there enough time for the score lead to flip?
I think there is. It's going quite fast. We see a lot of 100s on the slider, and Team Taiwan holding their combos for a while. There's 1/8 of the map left, the slow part left. But the score is so tight that it might shift. Don't drop any 100s. Don't drop anything.
No. Wait.
It's gonna shift.
It flips.
It flips. A lot of slider ends being a lot of slider accuracy. Dragging Team China score down. And Taiwan at the very last second. Coming back from a 200,000 score deficit.
God.
To end the match 5-3.
My god.
That's sad.
That is so unfortunate for the side of China. They almost had it, but Taiwan just clawed it back at the very, very last minute in that slow section. Just that is honestly so horrible. And I mean, crazy performance from both teams. There are some very impressive team scores, but unfortunately, it just was not enough for China to secure that tiebreaker, which means Taiwan will be the team advancing in the winner's bracket, and China will be dropping down to the loser's bracket into the quarterfinals. I mean, that match could have definitely gone either way. I mean, just consider how close some of those points were.
That was an unfortunate ending for Team China, and I'm a bit disappointed, let's say, since we cannot see that custom tiebreaker in this matchup, and it was almost gonna be the one, or maybe.
I do believe they might want to showcase the custom tiebreaker just for funsies anyway. Maybe? I don't know, actually.
They are discussing it in the chat. I'm not sure if they agree to it. There are still players in the lobby, and quite a bit of them, so maybe we might see the tiebreaker happen. And it will be really interesting, even though the match has already ended.
Yeah, I mean, we might get a glimpse of how it might have played out, but this map, I think, hits a lot harder when you're playing it as an actual tiebreaker, because I think, as Gabby mentioned in the showcase, this is not just a test of your mechanics, but it is a test of your emotions. The song is just really not something you see as tiebreaker a lot, so unfortunately we don't get to experience how this tiebreaker really would have played out. But I think it's still incredibly nice to see this map made by Shiny Brixton, very well known for weird aim, if I remember correctly, and he showcases this very well in this map as well. There's a lot of very awkward, weirdish aim in it, but huge shout out to Shiny Brixton for this custom tiebreaker.
It definitely does not sound like those Camellia tech songs you usually see on TV slots, or I don't know, any sort of tech you usually see on TV. It does really play with your nerves and stuff if it's played in the match. As of now, it's gonna be more lightweighted since there's nothing to be played for right now, just for fun, just to showcase the TV. But yeah, it's still nice to see it since we have a mapper, we have people putting a lot of effort into it, into the map to be as good as possible. And at least it gets shown like this, if not in the actual match. We have quite a bit coming up, so there might be some TBs happening, especially if we get matches this close again. Yeah, for now we are waiting for players to ready up. To show what could have been the TB if China, unfortunately, did not miss at the end of the map.
A whole number of things could probably have changed the outcome of that match, you know. Not only that hidden one at the end, but also if China were able to secure their protect on that DT2, if some of their supporting combos were able to hold it more, you know, maybe things would be different, but unfortunately, we'll just never know.
I can't speak to you anymore since the doctors took your voice, but I thought I heard you laughing now. A baby's voice swims all around me. Don't believe what the people say. I can't just change my mind. I know that you're out there crying. I know.
And we are starting the tiebreaker, and a lot of people taking mods. A lot means 3VC easy on Murarachi. Murarachi. SZ taking hidden. We see HR on mic. And at this point they are just having fun pretty much. We will not really see how it would have gone if this TB was played actually, since no nerves nor tryhard or anything. They are just playing for fun. That's completely okay. We at least see the tiebreaker. But so far, it is on the side of Team China by a tiny bit, even though there's multiplier on Murarachi. That is only starting, so enjoy.
Captivated and obsessed, the pressure built outside.
Yeah, Jakku's gonna close out that with an FC on the tiebreaker. Just an incredible performance from this guy throughout the entire match, but unfortunately, just not enough support from the team to back it up. And yeah, with that, I believe we will be closing out this stream here. We do have some other matches going on right now on the other channels. I believe we have Hong Kong versus Belarus, and Indonesia versus Germany, both happening right now. You can check the stream pings for where those are happening. I'd like to shout out Cubitive for refing and Burger King for streaming. Thank you both so much. And I'd also like to thank you, Mavo, for joining me in the commentary booth. Any last words?
Well, first of all, it was a pleasure casting with you, and it was a pleasure casting this incredible of a match. VP to both teams, congrats to Taiwan, and I feel like it's just about time to close this out and say goodbye. So, see you on the other channels, on the matches that are happening right now.
Absolutely. This has been Project Section. See you guys.